If you're driving, please remember to use your car's Bluetooth speaker while listening to the AM Drive. Sports talk is not worth your safety or the safety of others.
Grab your popcorn and sit back.
Jump the gun. Oh, no, give me more than that. I gotta go this way. That was dumb. We are.
How could I tell you when nobody wants to? Your faded words I will choke.
Happy Thursday to everyone in the sports universe. It is September the 29th, 2022. This is the AM Drive on our Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook pages. For Aaron Crouch, who's always here, it seems like, I am Michael Carvelis. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, I show up to my calls.
That's what I mean. Like, it's kind of ironic that I say it like that. How was your 3 days, sir?
My 3 days was good. I mean, I was here for Wednesday's show, at least one of them. Oh, I burn.
Whoa.
You might want to put some aloe on that burn.
Oh,
Anyways, yes, I was so excited yesterday to see a shaving cream pie to the face, but I guess I had to wait 24 more hours. But yeah, no, I mean, you just, I can't be on the show because of work, so it's not like I'm off vacationing in the tropics while you guys are doing the show. It'd be nice if I could.
Oh, while I'm sleeping. Shoot, forgetting on the show.
Yeah, no worries. Things happen, but we're here today. Got college football. We've got an NFL game today, and of course, we've got a weekend jam packed. We got week 5 in college football, 4 in the NFL. So ready to rock.
Yeah, unfortunately, speaking of rocking, Florida is definitely rocking with a hurricane this morning. Overnight hurricane. Are they calling it Ian, Jan? What are they calling it? Ian?
I'm assuming it's Ian. I don't know.
Okay, because I refuse to watch the news. I just don't do it anymore. Even the weather, I just don't care. So
I will tell you, here on the West Coast, like if I didn't have family in Florida, like I wouldn't be paying attention. Like people don't pay attention.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like here on the West Coast, like it's not that we don't care. Of course, right. I care, obviously, for obvious reasons.
Right. I don't want your problems to be my problems.
Yeah, we just don't have those kinds of what do you call it? Natural disasters. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure when earthquakes happen over on this side, you guys aren't really thinking about it either. So,
it's sad, but it hit us like 155 mile per hour storm, which I believe the Category 5 was like what 160.
I don't know them to be exact, so I don't want to give false information. But yeah, I think it hit as like a Cat 4. So for my family specifically, it was trending toward my folks. Who boarded up, but they're a little more inland, so they were not forced to evacuate. And then it took a turn to my sister, who's in college down in Fort Myers. But when I last spoke to her, she was having margaritas on the... Couldn't have been too bad.
Shout out Mrs. Aaron, Ms. Aaron Crouch, however you want to say that.
It's not my wife, it's just my sister.
I know, that's why I said Ms.
Still, it sounds like my wife.
Right. For those that have taken... that want to think about this morning, let's give 5 seconds of silence to everything that's going on in Florida. Of course, those that will, of course, lose their lives or are missing or just having a tough time. Alrighty. I don't know why putting it back on always makes me grin. That's just horrible.
A little bit, yeah. I guess so. That's not bad.
Hey, go to MikeandAaronDrive.com. Support our wonderful, heartfelt, beautiful, caring show. It's got our sponsors, shops, socials, and YouTube. Visit our website today. We'll actually do it right after the show's over. Just not yet, unless you got a second device there. If you're driving, you're only listening, and then you can do it. How about that?
That's true. We also have a pretty important announcement to make. We'll put it up on Twitter and all of our pages here. But for the foreseeable future, Wednesday's show is off.
Ooh. Yeah, so we were actually going to... I had a nice little graphic for Jambalaya Wednesdays, and...
Yeah, we were going to do Jambalaya Wednesdays, but it seems like, Mike, you're the hardest working man in show business right now. And, you and Sammy hold it down for Mondays. You hold it down for Top 5 Tuesday. You deserve a break, too. So, Yeah, with the addition of the AM Drive spaces, you can still hear us 5 times a week. But for the
That is
foreseeable
true.
future, probably for the next couple months, our shows will just be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So
Which isn't
just
bad.
convert that to your calendar.
Yeah, that's right. Get your notifications ready. Aaron, you are back. So am I. But I need your thoughts on week 3. I need your thoughts on. Let's talk my Colts beating the Chiefs in what was an
Ooh.
awesome game. Well, for me at least. Aaron, it seems like all is well because after 3 games, the Colts have just 1 loss. Isn't it funny how things work?
Yeah, it's 1-1-1, and I think correct me if I'm wrong. They're still second place in the division.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean it was a big win for them. I mean they needed it. I mean we talked about it before the games happened. Like if there's any way to go 0-2-1 or 0-3, that's the division to do it in because realistically, it's chock full of average teams. But Jacksonville has really kind of shown up this year so far. Again, 3 weeks into the season, let's take everything with a grain of salt. But Jacksonville out of the gate looks real strong. Doug Peterson looks like he has just flipped the culture there in Jacksonville, and of course Trevor Lawrence looks like an improved quarterback, which is what you
Yes.
want to see in year 2. But yeah, I mean Colts getting that win against the Chiefs. It seemed like the Chiefs at the end of both halves were in a little bit of disarray, and somebody asked me, or not really asked me, but somebody, we were talking about it, and when Pat Mahomes and Eric Bieniemy were kind of arguing on the sidelines, he said, I wonder if some of that, whatever goes on that we don't see, is why Eric Bieniemy doesn't have a job. And I really couldn't answer that.
It would
When
make
I say, I mean
sense.
a head coaching job, obviously, but
It would make sense. Um, for my Colts, obviously, just a great win for us. Your Colts Facebook is so wild. I did not know there were so many passionate Colts fans until I joined that little Facebook group. It's incredible. It's called Colts Nation. In case you guys are wondering, if you're not cool, great. But
wasn't.
no, I know. So Matt Ryan looks the part. They're still questioning offensive play calling, but hey, what do we know? Rodgers did beat Brady. That game got really cute late, but Aaron, for the first time ever, it's like Tom Brady needs just one guy. Just give me one guy. I thought that was gonna be Cole Beasley, to be fair.
Kept it close, really did. I mean, like you said, like everybody and their mother was injured for Tampa, and I mean, Tampa's offense has already struggled a little bit out of the gate. Losing all of their weapons theoretically doesn't obviously help the case. Good for the Packers. 2-1. They had that season opening disaster. Relax. Everybody's relaxed now. 2-1. As for Tampa, I mean, it's okay. Like you said, they're 2-1. No other team in the division has 2 wins as well. But yeah, they got to get healthy, and they got to get healthy fast.
Agreed. Miami Dolphins. I for one thing was just angry at the way they beat the Bills. Like not even just at the Dolphins or the Bills, but just at how not in control the refs were of this game. I don't know if you saw a lot of this game, but it was just not a pretty sight. Like there were like 4 guys who had concussions and came back in like within 2 plays. I've never seen it like that in today's NFL. And I want to know your thoughts on Miami getting a win and also if you saw any of that.
I actually did not see this game, any parts of it. I saw, obviously the end, the end of the 2 halves where really clock management kind of came into play for Buffalo. And, if we're watching a team like Buffalo, who week in and week out, we just drool over. And this reminds me of old school New England. Like, sometimes these teams have off weeks, and then that's when everybody loves to jump on that team and say, oh, look, they're frauds. They aren't who we thought they were. Like, how about we give some testament to Miami? And speaking of those concussions, like Tua says he's fine. Everything seemed fine. He took a big hit. I did see the replay, like he's shaking his head and stuff.
Milano,
But
for no reason shoved him down. That was dumb.
Right. It's you're putting stock into Miami for this, winning this game ugly. It's at home. Things could have been different in Buffalo, but let's not let's not crap on Buffalo for this performance. Let's chalk it up and throw it out the window because despite the fact that they really, to me, what I watched in the condensed game, they played well enough to win.
That's what I watched
So
too. Yeah.
I'm not going to like harp on the way Buffalo played, although clock management at the end of both halves. I mean, obviously you saw Ken Dorsey, the offensive coordinator,
Just
smashing
stop just throwing everything.
I thought it was kind of ironic right after the Roger Goodell and the NFL put out a memo saying, stop smashing the tablets, guys.
That's rough.
So
Things happen. Crap happens. What's the other word I'm thinking of?
people get mad. I get it, and I mean, I'm sure Microsoft probably wrote a nice letter or made a nice phone call over to the NFL, be like, guys, we can't keep making you guys freaking Surface tablets every week. This is getting ridiculous.
Well, it's not even that. It just looks horrible. This thing sucks, apparently.
I mean, yeah, the optics aren't great, but I mean, those aren't cheap either. So unless the NFL is paying Microsoft to be the sponsor, pretty sure Microsoft's like, guys, cool it.
Yeah. It's a nice, great tumbler, great sweatshirt. You just look good today, man.
It is, man. I'm a company man. Look at that.
Woo! Same, bro. Same, but this thing's going to be ready to use in a couple segments, so stay tuned. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot of college football games to get to, so don't go anywhere, because we won't. We'll be right back to the AM Drive. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah, you want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
All right, and welcome back here to the Thursday edition of the AM Drive. It's very simple. We love Fanatics, so therefore you love Fanatics. And when you love all of your favorite sports teams and want to support them, you have to go to mikeandaarondrive.com and do what?
Got to click the F, man.
You got to click the F, and it takes you into Fanatics, which, again, we love. And when you want to shop for all the best in merchandise, apparel, and memorabilia, once you click that F, it takes you into the store, shop to your heart's content, click add to cart times a million, and then buy it, and it's shipped directly to your house. But not before you go to mikeandaarondrive.com and click that F, because it helps out the AM Drive tremendously, and it helps us bring you awesome content like shaving cream pies to the face, which will be happening very, very soon here, so stay tuned to that, of course, as well. But once again, mikeandaarondrive.com, click the F, shop Fanatics today, help out the AM Drive tremendously. And for that... Oh, you're the worst. We thank you.
Yes. So the code today is Bolt65 for up to 65% off. And dare I say, Aaron, we are fanatics of fanatics.
Bolt like this kind of bolt?
Whoa! You got that from Fanatics too, right?
Before I did
link,
not.
obviously.
But this one I got from Fanatics. the Seattle Kraken hat.
That's good.
Yeah.
I gave mine to my dad because mine was too small, so I had to get a different one.
Yeah, you got a big head.
Got a size 8. Yeah.
Holy cow. That's a big head.
The biggest one they make. Okay. So Friday at 7:30 Pacific time. That's actually tomorrow. But by the way, there's a game tonight. BYU plays. I forgot who BYU plays tonight. Utah
They
State.
play Utah State, I think, tonight. Yeah.
Battle of Utah. Hey, how about that? The Mormons versus the not so Mormons.
That's what. It's not a convicts versus Catholic thing. You're right.
Right. Utah State's bad though.
Very. Yeah, I think their only win is against Connecticut, and they allowed Connecticut to look competent in that game.
And doesn't BYU have like 2 losses and they're still? I don't even see how they're ranked. It's just impossible to me.
They're 3-1. They're 3-1. They have 1 loss to Oregon, I believe.
Oregon State.
No, Baylor. They lost.
Baylor, that's right. They played some. They've not been blowing teams out though, so I'm surprised they're still ranked. So
yeah, they have a solid team. I mean, they're probably right for about 20th in the nation. I mean, it makes sense.
Number 15, Washington and UCLA in Los Angeles. And by the way, both these teams are undefeated. Washington are 2.5-point favorites. The total is set at 64.5. I don't know much about either of these teams. I don't like that I'm either getting a field goal. So I'm just going to go with give me a shootout on a Friday night over 64.5.
Yeah, this looks like it could be right up your alley there with the over. Washington, number 5 in the nation in total offense. And, of course, you have Chip Kelly, who obviously, if you watch college football, you know that.
Michael Penix Jr., I forgot, from Indiana, the quarterback.
Correct. He is the quarterback at Washington, the lefty. His lowest passing total this year so far is 309 yards. So you're going to get offense from both of these teams. I look at it as a situation. I think Chip Kelly might have UCLA turning a corner here. Now, is it too little too late for the Bruins coach? I don't know. We'll see. But right now, they neither of these teams play defense. So I'm with you. For me, it's an overplay here, but I'm kind of leaning on UCLA to win this one. It's a late night game on Friday. If anybody betting is just like, let me just take the ranked team here in this spot. But yeah, I mean, the Huskies are definitely going to score. We know that. The question is UCLA going to keep up with them? And I think they might. So I'm going to sprinkle a little on the money line, but I think we both can lean toward that over 64.5. Let's
do it. Let's do them both. Are you kidding me? Okay.
It'll be a fun little parlay.
Yes. 9 a.m., which I hate saying that, but noon on Saturday. I'm sorry.
Yeah, why'd you pick the Pacifics today? That's
not to confuse you. That's the only reason.
I think I figured it out. Us West Coast guys can adapt.
Yeah, we're not as smart over here. Number 4, Michigan, and is traveling to Iowa. And if you know anything about Iowa, they like to play defense and not score anything. So Michigan is 11-point favorites. The total set at 42. I'm actually shocked the total's at 42. That's pretty high in my opinion. Like for these two teams. So I'm going to go under. I think Michigan wins though, but I can see this thing going under.
Yeah, this is an interesting spot for me. The line looks fishy. I mean, Iowa, while I know they gave Rutgers, obviously they took care of Rutgers last week, which is one I almost put in the AM Drive 5. Glad I didn't, by the way. 4-1 in my AM Drive 5, and I was a half point away from 5-0. That Alabama, I told you Vanderbilt couldn't score on Alabama. I wish they could. I wish they could have kicked one more field goal, to be honest with you. But this line just, to me, looks fishy. I feel like it should be higher. I mean, I feel like Michigan should be a 14-point favorite in this one. I mean, Iowa, when teams come in, top 5 teams come into Iowa, Iowa is 6-2 straight up in those games.
Wow.
And so you're talking about giant slaying when they come into Iowa. This one just, I don't know. I feel like I kind of want to take the home dog here with 11 points.
That's a fair point. I might just slide it in just for fun this week. That's kind of gross, but you get it.
Yeah, that sounded weird.
I'll take it, though. I like the home doggies. You're a home dog kind of guy, I noticed.
Yeah, I mean, in college, get up, for these games.
That's a fair point. And you're right about that. Iowa did get beat pretty bad by Iowa State though. Like I knew it was like 10-7, but it was like, wasn't that game in the Hawkeye Stadium or was that in Iowa State?
I think that game was in Iowa this year, or in Ames this year.
Cyclone City. We're not gonna do that.
That actually sounds kind of cool.
Thank you.
I bet they've got something along those lines, but that sounded pretty cool. I like that.
I'm gonna go, and no offense to Hurricane, by the way, but I am gonna go with I'll take the home dog there as well because we like to think that JJ McCarthy is like some savior for Cade McNamara. I hate saying that last name, Cade, but JJ McCarthy might be not as good as people proclaim. I mean, Michigan, when they last, they have never had a quarterback ever, like unless it was like 30 years ago, right?
You're kidding, right?
Tom Brady, that's the guy. That's what I was thinking of. That's the only one I can think of.
I guess that was about 25 years ago. Yeah, you're right. It was 1999, so whatever that is, 23 years ago.
Ooh, we're getting old.
We are.
9 a.m. noon Eastern again. Number 7, Kentucky. Number 14, Ole Miss is the home team, and they were 7-point favorites, which baffles me. The total's at 54. So in this game, I know was it Will Rogers against the Levis guy from Kentucky?
Mm-hmm.
This could be fun. No. He plays for Mississippi State. But Levis against the Ole Miss, whoever they're. It's that guy from USC, right?
Jackson Dart.
Yes, Jackson Dart, who's anything but a dart when he's throwing a football. I'm just going to go with, give me a shootout over 54. Because
this one, this is going to be a really good game. I'd have to check stats, but for my lifetime, this is the highest I've ever seen Kentucky ranked. And I think they'd like to probably try to hold on to this and get, some national recognition in the obviously we know they're going to play Tennessee, Florida, and Georgia, at least on the schedule. So they've got, some issues there, so to speak. But I believe Ole Miss has, the ability to win this game. I'm going to take Kentucky with the points because of one reason, and that's Kentucky gets their top running back. Chris Rodriguez served a 4-game suspension to start the season.
Gross.
The running game for Kentucky has been bad for college football standards. They've been averaging 82 yards a game on the ground. Will Levis needs some help, and I think Chris Rodriguez is coming back at the right time. Kentucky covers. Kentucky wins.
Money line.
5-0.
Yes.
I'm taking the +7, but I'm also probably going to sprinkle a little bit on the money line in that one too.
Oh, yes. Make me a cake, Aaron. Thank you. Or a cupcake. That makes sense. Noon Eastern. Navy. Air Force. It's a battle of the academies again. Air Force are 14-point favorites. The total is at 38. Here's the problem with this game. So, Navy and Air Force, and I did forget one of the games, so I'm going to go back to that in just a second here. But Navy and Air Force averages 412 yards rushing. Navy gives up 69, but Navy has not played a soul alive yet. So I'm going to go with Air Force. I think we only win by 14, so I'm going to go over 38 because I think Air Force can run up.
I mean, that's the only thing I see in terms of getting the over in that spot. I don't think Navy's going to really be doing a lot of damage on the offensive side of the ball. But I mean, you're right. I mean, with Roberts, I forget his first name, but the Air Force ground attack is just insane. I mean, last week they beat Nevada. They had 471 rushing yards on 75 attempts. 75 attempts. They completed 2 passes, and I think they threw 4 attempts. I think they had 4 attempts. Which the one completed pass was an 80-yard touchdown in the first quarter.
Awesome.
This one's tough. I mean, I have no interest in watching this game. No disrespect to the the academies here, but I don't know. Give me Air Force minus the points. I don't care.
Puke. Okay, next game, number 18, Oklahoma. Dylan Gabriel for Heisman. Well, they lost, so not yet, or maybe not ever. TCU is at home. The Texas Christians, man, the Horned Froggies, or the Horny Frogs. That's just disrespectful to that school. But
then stop saying it.
Right. Sooners lost to Kansas State last week, but I guess that's their kryptonite. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma. Run it up, run it up, run it up. Oklahoma by 35. Let's go.
I don't know about Oklahoma by 35, but I do think they're going to cover 6.5 here in this spot. Yeah, they've got to be pissed in terms of, Oklahoma seems to always find a way to trip up on games they shouldn't. I mean, Adrian Martinez, God, I forgot that guy was even in college football still. 148 yards on the ground and 4 touchdowns in a victory. I mean, Kansas State is just something else. There's these programs that exist throughout college football, Kansas State being one of them. You're just like, how does this team struggle to exist? Because they can knock off – Iowa's probably another one too. They can knock off juggernauts, but they can't beat the scrubs that come into their building sometimes. TCU is going to have offense. I mean, they're number 9 number 9 in total offense in the nation, 510 yards a game. And, of course, we know all the weapons that Oklahoma has too. I think Oklahoma wins this game by probably 10-ish points. So, yeah, give me the Sooners minus 6.5.
Give me Sooners minus 10-ish. I love it. At 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 his time. This should be the game on CBS, maybe. I'm assuming it's number 2 Alabama, and number 20 Arkansas. KJJ, that's right, KJ Jefferson, President KJ. Can he do what Vanderbilt could not? That's cover spread against
Cover 40.
Right. That's cover spread against Alabama. Aaron, I have absolutely nothing to say about this game. I just hope Alabama loses. That's all. That's it. No play for me. Sorry. Tired of that guy. It's Saban.
I told you, you're either on Saban or you're just not on that game. He's so tough to really predict. That being said,
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not betting this game. But that being said, I think the only thing you can really be on is the over in this spot.
That's a good one.
But other than that, yeah, no, I don't want to be laying 17.5, and I definitely don't want to be taking it against Nick Saban there, or 17, whatever you found there. The spot I got here gives Arkansas another hook there, but I don't like it. Bama is just, everybody still wants to look at that one spot. I mean, their only road game so far is Texas. And we remember the Alabama game. So You look at it like, okay, so what I'm seeing right now is a lot of the money and a lot of the actions coming in Arkansas. Is it solely just based on last road game Alabama played? Is it based on Arkansas? I mean, the last time we saw them, they lost to Texas A&M, which a lot of people were down on Texas A&M. So I just don't know if 17.5 is enough points. But the thing is if Arkansas can play up tempo and hold the ball, they can definitely keep a track meet running here. So I think 61 over is probably around the play for me.
Doesn't Bama have Will Anderson on defense? That guy, the linebacker who's like a monster. So I don't want to do this again. I'm not.
Oh boy. No.
Find
another spot.
Me. Huh?
Find another spot.
Maybe. I'm just saying that one thing about Bama is that on the road against these SEC West teams, it kind of like sticks them there. You know what?
One thing about the SEC.
Huh?
Are you gonna make a shaving cream bet again with Alabama?
I told myself not to do it, but I don't know, man. I'm not gonna do it this time, but man, it was close. I was about to pull that trigger real quick.
Find another spot.
I like the plus 17.5. That is cute.
Well, I mean, by all means, I love watching shaving cream pie to the face. So if you feel like you want to take Arkansas, be my guest.
I'll leave it for another day. Number 9, Oklahoma State at 3:30. We've got the Cowboys of obviously not Dallas, and number 16 Baylor. And what could be a good defensive battle? I'm going to go under 56.5. These teams like to fight and punch each other and punch people in the mouth. So give me the under. And plus Baylor's quarterback sucks.
Plus Baylor's quarterback sucks. Nice little shot there at the end.
Part of his name.
I just like the little shot there at the end that you threw out there.
Yeah.
But Spencer Sanders does not suck. That's the thing for Oklahoma State here. Yeah, Baylor's a funny team. I mean, obviously this is a rematch of the Big 12 title game last year, which was one of the better games to watch last year. I don't know if you watched it, but I like Dave Aranda and what he does at Baylor. I think Oklahoma State gets a gritty victory out. Just give me OSU money line here. I think they get a gritty victory. I think they're losing in the fourth quarter, and they just kind of take the lead and hold on. But yeah, this one's hard to predict because Baylor is just sneaky. You're right. I mean, Blake Shapen's not phenomenal, but he's good enough to get the job done sometimes. So yeah, give me OSU. I don't know, somewhere in the realm of like 26-23 kind of thing.
Good. We'll take it. Just don't give me a late touchdown. I'll be fine. We're going down onto this game. Number 22, Wake Forest. Sam Hartman redemption game here against number 23, Florida State. That's because Sam Hartman passed for 10,000 career yards last week and then could not finish off DJU. So, Aaron Ford, your boys, the Seminoles, are 7-point favorites. That's kind of ridiculous in my opinion. And the total is 63.5. I'll say it again. That's a stupid spread that Florida State's favored by even that much points. We're favored at all. Because Wake Forest showed they could contend with the big boys. And to me, Florida State, we beat LSU. Woohoo! Don't care. Be Wake Forest money line. Sorry, Aaron.
So now all of a sudden you've been bashing on Clemson all year. Now that Wake Forest, because you love Wake Forest, now you have that stuff drives me insane. It's not just you. People do that all the time. Like they'll sit there and bash on the team, but then all of a sudden you like Wake Forest, so now Clemson becomes not as bad as you've been crapping on them for 4 weeks. Look, both these teams are good. Florida State should be favored, but they should not be favored by 7. You are correct. I don't like the way you showed your work, but we did come to the same conclusion. That being said, I'm going to ride Wake Forest again. This game might be in my AM Drive 5. You'll have to stay tuned to tomorrow. I'll be riding the Wake Forest Demon Deacon train as far as covering the 7 points for sure. You're right. Like, what changed last week? This specific game was Florida State minus 1.5. So, what did you watch, Vegas and all the rest of the people? What did you watch that made this game go up 5.5 points in favor of Florida State? Yes, Florida State destroyed Boston College. But Clemson's far better than Boston College, and Wake Forest went to a track meet with them. I don't think Florida State can go into a track meet with Wake Forest if that's what happens. Florida State plays good defense, so they're going to be trying to prevent the track meet. But Clemson, their calling card was their defense. Like their defensive line is chock full of NFL players. Like I think 3 out of the 4 are probably NFL. They're going to be 3rd round or above picks this year coming up. So if Wake Forest wants to get in a track meet, I don't think Florida State can keep up.
Here's the thing about that game, though. Wake Forest, I believe, was at home against Clemson, right?
Yes.
And now they're going to Florida State. I don't know how good you guys' home field is anymore.
It's definitely not as good as in prior years. But, I mean, the only thing I can think of why this game is so big, like, I mean, is Wake Forest just defeated, like, emotionally from that game?
But why would Vegas know that, though?
I don't know if Vegas knows that specifically. I think Vegas makes inferences and kind of goes with that. I mean, a lot of these lines are they're so sharp. I mean, they're a little less sharp in college than the pros, but yeah, I mean, I'm going to be riding the Demon Deacon train to cover. It's going to be a good game, though. I think Florida State's not back. Anybody who's saying that quite yet is still a little bit ridiculous. But I think they win this game. They really have a nice inside track to win the ACC, which I know is not what it used to be. But winning the ACC would still be a big thing for a team like Florida State or even Wake Forest like this year. Like winning the ACC still matters to these guys.
That's a great point. All right, so Georgia Southern, your hometown favorites, the Georgia Southern Eagles, will travel to Coastal Carolina to play the Chanticleers. Here's a sick problem with this game. I know Coastal Carolina's 10.5-point favorites already. Totals of 64. Folks, I'm going to tell you something. Just like I was on Georgia Southern to beat Nebraska, they're going to get destroyed by Coastal Carolina. Grayson McCall is a veteran quarterback who's got the Chanticleers 4-0 once again. And Georgia Southern should be probably like 17-point underdogs, if not more, if it wasn't for that cheap win against a team that was ready to just fire their head coach like last year. So I don't see Georgia Southern's offense doing this. And Grayson McCall just lit up Georgia State's defense, which I believe shut down Spencer Rattler pretty good. I know he's not the cream of the crop, but I mean, come on now. Like they killed Georgia State. So no faith in this game except for that Coastal Carolina is going to wallop them. I'm dead serious about that. That will probably make my AM Drive 5 tomorrow.
Define wallop. So they're going to cover 10.5?
They're going to beat them by 21 or more. Yes.
I think this is your shaving cream bet right here.
What?
I think this is your play. I think this is your shaving cream bet of the week.
Yes, it is. That's for later, but it's also for this part of the show as well. You know, if you want.
I feel like you should do the rest of the show with shaving cream on your face.
That would not work because I would not be able to graphics at all. Just letting you know, this is so Coastal Carolina minus 10.5. There it is.
So that's the shaving cream pie for next week that you're going to take?
Yes. See you Thursday.
Can't wait.
Just letting you know. No thoughts.
So then we just bet Georgia Southern because it's a lock now.
That's a great point. What am I, 0-3 on these puppies? Yeah.
I believe so, yes.
It's not good. Any thoughts on this game or no?
No, just can't wait to see a shaving cream pie in your face. That's all my thoughts on this one.
All right, so number 1, Georgia at Missouri. The Bulldogs are 28-point favorites, and the total is at 54. If I'm not mistaken, Missouri has actually played Georgia well at Mizzou. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I don't know what the history of that is. It almost feels
you
like
are wrong.
I'm wrong?
You are wrong. Georgia's 5-0 at Missouri with an average margin of victory of 16 points.
Only 16, though.
I mean, Missouri's had some decent teams back in the day.
Drew Lock doesn't count, though.
Drew Lock does count.
Nah.
They played each other last year, and it was 43-6 in favor of Georgia. So they're 9-1. I think Missouri might be worse this year.
Let's go Georgia minus 38 then.
Well, I don't want to go 38 if it's only 28, but I don't want anything about this. Like Georgia, I bet on Georgia last week, and I know it was the under. They already made me sweat that one with giving up 22 points to Kent State last week.
That was
I think I'm gonna take a week off from really just looking at Georgia right now. So let me kind of regain confidence that Georgia's still at top. They moved down off my down in my AM Drive 5 or not my AM Drive 5, my Top 5 Tuesday. I don't know if you read those out on Tuesday. They moved down once.
I did. Of course, I read that out. Listen to the show, pal.
So yeah, I mean, giving up 22 points to Kent State, I don't know. That matters to me. I don't know if they just mailed it in and just decided to get off the bus and that was it. But like, I don't know. I was not impressed. And I know that, when you're having to sweat 61.5 and they get 61 points because 22 of them are from Kent State. I mean, that was just way more of a sweat than I wanted.
Another thing that's a problem for Georgia going forward Kent State, like everyone knew they wanted to rough it up. And the fact they let Kent State rough it up is pretty brutal. Like, as Kent State played keep away, and it was just not good it doesn't look good for them going forward against Alabama.
I'd like to think Kirby will have it taken care of. But like I said, I'm going to take a week off from really looking to bet something around a Georgia game.
It smells like shaving cream in here, I swear to God.
Yeah, you poured it too early.
That's right. Number 10, NC State, and number 5, Clemson. Are they back? Who knows? I do want to say I do apologize to DJ Ugalore because he outdueled Sam Hartman. I mean, I know that they have the better defense, but where, though? Where was it at? Because this season, I believe that's the second time they've given up more than 20 points. That's not good. Like, doing this a valiant defensive line, okay, you guys smeared Georgia Tech. Cool. Great. It's not a good thing. So I'm going to go with I think Clemson's going to win this game by 7 points, and I think that's it. So I'll take the cover, but that's about it.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward Clemson covering that as well. Leaning toward the total really kind of baffles me because North Carolina State's defense is really good. Really good North Carolina State defense. Well, they haven't really played a ton of competition. So kind of take that with a grain of salt. The Tigers, Clemson, under Dabo Swinney, through 4 games, have put up 175 points this year. That is the most they've put up in the Dabo Swinney era through 4 games. Taj Boyd, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, none of them have done this through 4 games.
Wow.
So while DJ Uiagalelei is not those guys, there's a little Vice golf clap to him based on that one. I know a lot of it came from the Clemson-Wake Forest game last week. But all that being said, yeah, I feel like this is an escape game. Clemson to go 3-0 in conference play here, which is crazy. They've already have played 3 games in conference through 5 weeks. Yep, I think Clemson gets 7-8 point victory. I don't really know if I want to be betting this, but yeah, I think that's where I'm leaning to as well.
Good point. Maybe have a shaving cream pie bigger. I'm kidding.
Oh no.
This is going to get old.
I don't want to be on the side of whatever your shaving cream pie bet is.
Right, so far, yeah. Arizona State, great school for girls, by the way. I don't know if there's people on Twitter. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is. And number 6, USC. Speaking of the Trojans, how about that? USC is 25.5 point favorites. The totals is 16.5. Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley have provided immediate dividends. I don't know if they're going to go undefeated. I thought for sure you had them last week, Aaron. I really did.
I thought we did. I sprinkled a little bit on that money line. We of course covered 6.5 points, which was nice. I was actually still shocked we got the cover with that, considering Oregon State turned the ball over 4 times in that game. I think USC gets the ball rolling again. I know people are probably going to be down a little bit on the Trojans. They're going to downgrade them a little bit. But Arizona State's just bad. I mean, they're just bad. Herm Edwards is gone.
Isn't that sad?
And it's just, I mean, I don't know if I want to be laying 25.5 points, but I would be on that side. I'd be on that side of USC just winning this game by 5 touchdowns.
So they win by 30. They win by 28 points, and that's easy for you. There you go, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean they got destroyed by Utah. I think it was Utah last week. So USC is a lot more up tempo than Utah. So yeah, give me USC minus the points. That's a big number. I might have to find a teaser spot for that. Maybe see if USC can win by 3 touchdowns.
Oh, there you go. Fair enough. That's it for the college football segment. When we come back, we're talking Thursday Night Football with the Siberian Tigers hosting the Dolphins. And if you haven't seen the uniform, you're out of touch. And also, I'm gonna do this next. Whatever. We'll be right back. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah, you want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Yeah, Mommy, I'm just trying to get up my shaving cream pie bet. Oh, we're back on. Sorry! I had to do that, okay? The hell with that.
Okay.
Make picks against the spread every week to win real cash prizes. I've made my picks this week. I finished 7th in the NFL last week, by the way. So I was very proud about that.
Good job.
So I'm back on the schneid. I've improved every single week, which means I'm due for some cash. So I'm going to do it by going to pick'emores.com/podcast. It's our promotional link for them. You got to check it out. I believe it's on our link tree as well at mikeandaarondrive.com. So check it out. And you can do UFC this week as well, which is pretty cool. I picked the toughest looking people again, so we're going to see.
That's a good plan, yeah. Pick which one looks tougher.
And also, you got to pay attention to that money line, too. But if they're like minus 400, obviously I'm picking the minus 400 guy. But if it's like,
Right.
minus 130, I'm like, okay, that guy looks kind of tough. So we'll do that.
Yeah, you can definitely check out Pick'emores on mikeandaarondrive.com. I had to check because I was like, I think I put that on there, but
Good job, sir. All right, Thursday Night Football on Prime TV. I'm getting used to this thing now. Not really. Dolphins and the White Bengals. Have you seen that uniform?
I think I saw it in the offseason. It's everything that should be orange is white, correct?
It's so sexy. Yes. It is.
Check it out tonight.
I don't know what in the world took them so long, dude, to do this. Like, they would have told me when I made the franchise to make a white uniform with this thing. So I'm very happy about this.
I mean, cool. If that's what makes you excited, you get up for uniforms. Good for you.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, that if it looks cool, it looks cool. It'll be something just to sell jerseys. I don't know. If it looks stupid, Twitter will be all ablaze about it. But I think Twitter likes it so far.
We do. Yes, we do. So Sammy, I represent. So Sammy Action has already said, what do you say? Bengals minus 3.5, right? He said there's a trap game via AM Drive picks, and that was because Dolphins just came off a bad, like a bruising game. Sure, that's cute and all, Sammy. We don't care. We don't care. I'm going with the Dolphins money line because did you know I heard a little stat while I was watching the condensed game against the Bills? Dolphins blitzed the most of anybody in the NFL. Guess who has a sucky offensive line? The White Cats. Not good. So I think Dolphins win the game.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Sammy on this one. I thought the Bengals would win this game. which is not a knock on Miami. I know that, like there's some concussion issues, and like you were talking about how the NFLPA has filed a grievance in terms of Tua Tagovailoa and how quickly he came back into that game and how quickly he's been, I guess, available for this week's game. So much so that they ended up having to actually put him on the injury report. Like they were saying, oh, he's cleared, he's good, he's ready to go. And that might not necessarily have been true. So I like the under, as I do with most Thursday night games. To me, that's a big number. I know that these offenses are, dynamic and they have playmakers everywhere. But I'm kind of digging. I wish, you could get Cincinnati earlier because this line's been bet up from 1 to 3.5.
Wow.
Which tells you that the public or whoever's putting the action down likes Cincinnati as well. But I'm gonna lean the under. I might actually look at a spot here where we go with another teaser again. I haven't officially put one in, but if I do, it will be found at AM Drive Picks, of course. I'm thinking about a 3-point Cincinnati win under 50.5. Pays a little better than the 6-point.
I kind of like that. Yeah, that would be good, actually. 50.5 would be good because only just in case the late touchdown by God knows whoever. So I like that. I do get Stevie's point and your point about it was just a brutal, ugly game, and it's like a short week already. And also for future betting reference, if you think the Bills kind of, could have won the game, just know that Miami was so desperate they said screw concussion protocols for Tua to come back. They wanted that game bad. So next time they play in Buffalo, Buffalo might beat them by 30. Just saying.
Maybe so. If I don't end up putting a teaser, I just kind of like the under. And to your point, with a poor offensive line, despite the fact that they tried to retool it in the offseason, if the Bengals can't get anything going and it's a one-sided game, that definitely favors the under as well.
Yes. Are you ready for it, by the way?
Oh yeah. I've been ready since the beginning of the recording.
And yesterday, too, to be fair.
Yeah, that's also true. All right. For those of you who don't know, last week in college football, Mike said that the Vanderbilt Commodores would cover 40.5 points against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Well, let's go back in time and revisit it. 55-3 in favor of Alabama. Well, 55 minus 3 is 52. 52 is greater than 40.5. Therefore, you lose. Good day, sir. Boom. Right in the face.
Tired of that crap.
That was a weak one. The shaving cream must have deflated. That's a weak one. But we'll take
That was
it.
great.
You look like the Swedish chef from the Muppets.
Thank you.
And there it is, kids. Don't make bets on the Chiefs or the Alabama Crimson Tide. Don't make bets against them. Or I guess you made a bet on the Chiefs. So he may have another shaving cream bet coming up this week. He's contemplating some of the college football, maybe an NFL one. But do it here for the Thursday edition. Hopefully we gave you some insight in making your college football picks this week. And don't forget tomorrow, Friday Football Frenzy, Colts, Titans, Bills, Ravens, and of course our AM Drive 5. So for Michael Carvelis, the Swedish chef, I am Aaron Crouch saying, enjoy your Thursday. Enjoy the game tonight. Should be a good one. And we will see you tomorrow. And of course, as always,
Drive safe. I do this